Hi, welcome to a fresh video here on the channel. In today's video, we have received, and I want to react to, two different statements relating to the Luke Sayers, what do we call this? Is this dick pic gate? Is that what this is? Yeah, this is dick pic gate for sure. So we have a statement from the club. We have a statement from a spokesperson speaking on behalf of Luke Sayers. And I guess we'll get through both of those and open up a conversation as to what they mean and what this means and how we are to perceive this moving forward. So firstly, we'll go through the club's statement. So Carlton provided the following statement regarding dick pic gate. And the statement says, in relation to the matter involving President Luke Sayers' social media account, the club continues to cooperate and liaise with the AFL Integrity Unit. The club notified the league last week and reached out to those involved, including individuals and corporate partners, to provide care and support. Given the sensitive nature of this issue, the club acknowledges the effect and impact this has on individuals and will provide ongoing support to those involved. We will continue to cooperate with the AFL Integrity Unit and appreciate the patience required to work through this matter. An update will be provided by the club when in a position to do so. Okay. Not really sure what liaising, what's the AFL Integrity Unit going to be able to do in terms of finding out exactly what happened, but fair play. And then this is the statement by Luke Sayers or from the spokesperson for Luke Sayers, and it says the following. It's a media statement attributable to a spokesperson for Mr. Luke Sayers, and it quote goes as follows. Mr. Sayers did not post an image to his X account on the 8th of January 2025. When he was alerted that his social media had been hacked, he immediately disabled all of his accounts and engaged legal counsel. Mr. Sayers acknowledges the distress of everyone impacted by this shocking incident. Mr. Sayers and the club have been engaging with the AFL Integrity Unit, and he will continue to deal with this issue without further public comment. Right. So, what does all of this mean? And forgive me if I've misinterpreted the reaction, but why is everyone so silent on this? Why is it just, why has there just been this seemingly implied agreement that we don't talk about it? I've seen very few people covering it in the mainstream media and elsewhere. It's almost like this awkward, no one wants to talk about it, no one wants to, I don't know why. What I have an issue with, I have an issue with a few things personally. I believe, it's just my opinion, without prejudice, of course, that account was not hacked. And the reason why I say that is because of the accessibility to the account within 10, 12, 13 minutes later. So that's where my suspicions are. And then secondly, the acknowledgement of the distress of everyone impacted by this shocking incident. Okay, well, there's a start. So where's the apology? Now, whatever's happened, whatever the minor details are, whether this is an accidental DM that's gone public, whether this is someone grabbing the phone and posting it to reveal another personal matter, whatever, whether it is a hacker, whether it is someone around the world who's hacked the account and posted the photo and tagged a marketing executive from a sponsor, whatever the case may be, the reality is the club and everyone that the president represents has been embarrassed and been shamed, and this is a disgraceful action. And I totally understand human beings make errors. We're all flawed. So there's no, let that be made very clear. I understand shit happens. Like I'm not an idiot, but I have an issue with no apology. regardless of what happened. I have an issue that there hasn't been an apology to the club, to the fans, to everyone. Like, what are we doing here? We talk about humility as one of our values at the club. We talk about respect as one of the values of the club. We talk about accountability. I'm not seeing any of that so far. It's been 11 or 12 days, not an apology, like not even a I'm sorry for bringing shame to our people. I am going to get to the bottom of this. It's just I acknowledge the distress that it's caused. And I have an issue with it personally. And whenever a public comment is ready to be made, I would reasonably expect an apology so we can move on from it. And I don't understand why that's so hard. This doesn't need to be as big a matter as, I mean, it's going to be as big or as small as a matter as what the reaction to it is and the accountability measures taken. And I feel let down. I think everyone feels let down and embarrassed. It's the most ridiculous thing I think I've seen in supporting the club. And I feel like I say that every year, but this is the most ridiculous thing I've seen. And what's making it more ridiculous in my mind is the lack of attention to it. It's so strange. And so, I mean, Mr. Sayers has been great to the fans when he needed the fans, in my view. I mean, it was all good when we voted him in for the extra year. I thought that was, to be honest, I got a little fooled. That's how I feel at the moment. I got a little fooled thinking that, you know, we had a president willing to engage with the supporters in that digital sphere, given, you know, this is a guy that does really well in the digital space, in the innovation space. I thought we were moving forward when it came to engaging with the fans. And then there was this just dead silence that happened. Then we started getting emails from communication to the members after the end of 2024 with an acknowledgement that we had fallen short in 2024. No apology for letting anyone down. Maybe I'm asking for too much when I want an apology. Does saying sorry fix things? Well, I don't know if it's going to fix what's happened. Nothing will. It's happened. I'm ready to move on. I'm happy to move on. What I have an issue with is just this underlying theme that pops up when a mistake is made. There's a lack of a real substantial accountability measure taken. Like these words that I've heard are just really delaying and buying some time so that, you know, hopefully the next story can come through and we can move on with it. And I don't know, like what are we all doing here? What are we all doing this for? Like what's happening? Everyone, like the boys are training their ass off. Hopefully they're committed as well, committed to the cause. You know, we're all doing whatever we've got to do to support the club with our time, with our money, with whatever we've got. And I also am not stupid to understand the fan interest and the corporate interest. For me, it just reeks of a corruption of power. It reeks of, you know, no accountability. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, an apology will be given to the public, and I look forward to that, and I look forward to hopefully covering that. But I mean, cut the shit. Let's just move on with it. Let's admit what we need to admit. Let's move forward. Let's stop pretending like we're a victim of something and just own it. Just own it. You know, we're Carlton people, we can forgive, but in order to forgive, there needs to be some sort of hand up, hand raised. That's how I see it anyway. And I'd be curious to get your thoughts as well. Like, what have you made of this situation? I sense it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, because we don't want to have this conversation, because we don't want to be talking about one of the most ridiculous things we've seen from, I mean, anyone at the club, let alone the leader of the club being the president. So how do you at home watching this, like how do you absorb this story and why? And what do you think should come of it? Like how do you compartmentalize all this information that we're getting? So, you know, the photo issue happening on the day, and now these statements. Essentially, we've been told that we're investigating what's happening and we're leaving it up to the integrity unit and having discussions with them and seeking legal counsel. It just smells of saving face, and that's not what I want to see personally. So interested to get your thoughts on this. We'll chat to you below and go from there.